It's 9 years since you made that.
Yeah, almost 10 years.
Do you still kind of look back on that as a happy time of your life?
Probably the best time of my life. It was the first experiences that really showed me how to grow up. I learned a lot of lessons, and it was a really happy time.
Did you? You made friends on the set. You thought, I mean, you were young enough to think of E.T. as a real alien, as a real person.
Yeah. Oh, I believed he was one of my best friends in the whole world, and sometimes I still think he is, but he was really important to me.
Did you go and talk to the dummy and as if it was a real person?
Yeah, I would eat my lunch with him every day.
I mean, you were a mature 6 when you made the film. I mean, had you had a lot of acting experience before that?
Yeah, I had done 1 feature film, maybe 3 or 4 TV movies, and about 20 commercials.
How old were you when you started?
I was 11 months when I started.
I mean, did your mother want you to be an actress?
Well, a friend suggested that she take me on this audition when I was 11 months for a puppy chow commercial. And I went in and the dog bit me on the nose. And everybody freaked and stood still, and I started laughing, and I got the commercial. So after that, I just continued to do some commercials, and I did some TV movies, and I was about 4, and I was staring at the TV, and I said something about "this is my life," and she explained to me that maybe, it was too difficult for me, and I said, no, this is what I want to do. So knowing that I wanted it so much, because she didn't want it for me, she just wanted me to be happy. But when she understood that it was what I wanted, she helped me a lot.
You're a Barrymore. I mean, you come from such a long dynasty of actors and actresses.
Yeah, but I didn't understand that when I was little. My name was just my last name, and I was explained many times that my family was a very big acting family and the Shakespearean theater, but I never really understood. And then as I got older, my mother would show me more work of my family.
Of course, your progress downhill from the time you were about 9 has been pretty well documented, but in a sense, it's good to hear it again because it can be a lesson and it can help other young people. I mean, how old were you when you first had alcohol?
9.
And then, well, how did you start to drink? So the usual way, somebody said, have a drink of this.
Right. Well, I had grown up very fast, and it's not very normal to see a 9-year-old at a big Hollywood party drinking. And it looks a little weird, and people were laughing and just saying, I dare you to do this, and I did, and I got really drunk, and it was such a scary, frightening feeling, yet it was such an escape from everything else in the world that I had a very liking to it, and...
Do you think that because it ran in the family? Because, I mean, there were generations of Barrymores who were keen on the drink.
Yeah, my whole family was definitely, they were all drinkers, and they abused it. And they say it's hereditary, and I'm sure it is, because I have a long list of it. But,
and what about the drugs?
That started when I was around 10 and 11, and...
10? Who gave you your first drug, for goodness sake?
As I said then, they were friends, but they weren't really friends. And to me, it just seemed normal. All the people I were around did it, and I thought it was a way of life that was just normal to be living.
But I mean, the people you were around weren't the same age as you, they weren't?
No, I always had older friends. I was always with a very advanced older crowd from when I was about 6.
How did you feel? You must have felt, they must have made you feel good.
Yeah. It did. It was that great escape that you look for when you're younger, or actually at any age in your lifetime. You look for that escape to get away from your problems in life. And when you do drugs, your problems in normal life seem so much bigger that you just, you kind of do more just to get away from them.
It's a complete downward
It's a complete downhill cycle that you just get caught up into, and either you make it out or you don't, and it's very scary.
And you went for the treatment, but that you had setbacks, and you did some crazy things when you came out of treatment.
Yeah, I did. At first I was clean, but I was off drugs, but I still had the same behavior and was still doing the same things. And that's when I really got clean, when I realized I just wasn't doing it right.
I mean, is there any kind of, obviously the message is to all young people, don't do it. However young you are, you can fall into these traps. Is there any one rule that you'd say, or anything that you'd say to parents?
Well, that whole you can't just say no, because they don't listen. I didn't listen, and other friends of mine didn't listen. You have to really understand where your kid is coming from a parent, and you have to let go and turn it over to either a higher power, whatever you believe in, and have a lot of patience and understanding and really help your kid. And for the kids, it really depends on the individual, because everybody is different and everybody needs a certain different type of help to get through their problem. And hopefully they can find the right one and really stick with it, and it takes a lot of patience and a lot of understanding.
And how old are you now?
I'm 15, almost 16.
And you're just living a day at a time?
Yes, 1 minute, 1 moment.
We wish you well, and it's good to see you look well. It's good to see a young person come out the other side. It must have taken a great deal of fortitude, strength, and intelligence, but it looks as if things are on the up for you.
Very.
We look forward to seeing E.T. with you in it. A very small Drew Barrymore, very innocent, with an awful time ahead of her, and now you're out the other side of it. And we hope you'll continue to be.
Thank you.
Drew Barrymore.